Welcome to your weekday cup of the word. It is Monday, and today we start 2 Corinthians. Now, 2 Corinthians is tied to 1 Corinthians. The 1 Corinthian letter was harsh, it was tough, it was Paul's strong, tough love to a congregation that was about to fall away from the Lord. And 2 Corinthians is the answer to that, in that when Paul found out that the Corinthians obeyed him, when they took that harsh letter and instead of being angry with Paul, they had soft hearts, godly sorrow, and repented. When Paul heard about that, he sat down and he penned 2 Corinthians. That 2 Corinthian letter is full of joy and happiness, the kind of happiness a father has when he finds that his child who had been lost is returned. That's the attitude you're going to find in 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians is full of essentially kind of two things. One, Paul will spend a great deal of time telling them how proud he is of them, how much joy they brought him, how they have done exactly the right thing, and how even when he made them sad, he wanted them to eventually turn back so they could be happy. And then the other thing that Paul's going to do is he's going to spend this letter also addressing the minority of Corinthians. The majority of the Corinthian church had repented and come back. But there was a minority that still seemed to grumble and say that Paul was either a false apostle or a proud man, and that really wanted the church in Corinth to follow them instead of follow Paul. And so Paul will in this letter also address those who are referring to him as a false apostle or proud of spirit or not really sent from God. He'll address those things as well. So you're going to see this entire book vacillate back and forth between how happy Paul is and the joy, and he's so thankful for them. And then, now remember, the word that I gave you is from God, and I really am an apostle. And you're going to see those things go back and forth. In this first chapter in particular, though, you're going to really just see the emphasis on, I'm so thankful for you, I'm so proud of you. This is God's attitude through Paul towards those who have soft hearts to repent when they sin. That's what you're going to see in this chapter, relief and joy and the kind of happiness that comes from a lost sheep coming back. And you're also going to see Paul talking about the fact that he wants to come and see them. And as he writes this letter, his desire is to pass through Macedonia. And now that he's left Ephesus, Paul's going to write this letter after he leaves Ephesus in Acts chapter 19. And as he leaves Ephesus, his goal was to eventually come down to Corinth and see them, which he will, in fact, actually do. So this chapter will be full of those sorts of details of Paul saying, I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see you. The type of relief and joy that you can feel when somebody comes back to God. That's chapter 1. That's your daily cup, and we'll see you tomorrow.